Hello, 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 hello. Testing, testing. Anybody home? Long time no talk. I'm old and I've been busy, so I haven't had a whole lot of, I don't know what. Haven't had a whole lot of, but that's okay. So, what have you guys been up to? Anything cool? I've mostly been hanging out with grandson and making a lot of zines. The little teeny mini zines. I've been focusing on these little 1-page that you fold into an 8-page zine thing, and I've just been making abstract mini zines. Seems to fit my mood at the moment. Is insane and tired and insane. It's a good combo. Got some busyness coming up. We've got grandkid for an overnighter, grandson, and then we'll have both grandkids at the same time for the whole night. That'll be interesting. Well, the moms go to I think it's a murder podcast, like live thing up in Everett or Seattle, something like that. And then also this weekend we're driving to Newport to take the grandkids to a aquarium. There's a giant aquarium, Oregon Coast Aquarium, or I can't remember what it's called, but it's a really good one. It's the one where there's a tunnel you can walk through that has the aquarium over the top of your head, and like sharks swim around above your brain and stuff. So fun. We've been there 100 times. Hey, look, a ghost. Ooh, it's probably 3 ghosts. Or is that just the sun? Same thing. Sun's a ghost, right? Anyway, so haven't been doing a whole lot lately. I'm thinking I might do that thing where you put words down. Writing? I'm just thinking about writing again. I have the NeoCities page now, so there is the possibility of hosting it there, because there's not a whole lot of extra juice for hosting text, so I can just do I can just write it and post new entries right there. So I've done a few blogs, but the blog format's weird because the blog format is I don't know, you don't start at the beginning, and there, it's the most recent ones at the top, and then stuff gets buried at the bottom, and I'm not sure if I like that. I think I like the idea of chapters that you can click on. The way I have the NeoCities set up now, the newest one is at the top, but you can scroll down there, what do they call it, the index or the table of contents, and just click on whatever page you want. And since there's really vague, undescriptive entries and dates for everything, it really makes it fun to not know what you're clicking on. But I figure somebody might actually just click through and look at all of it someday. I doubt it. I mean, I probably won't ever do it myself. But why should I do it? You know what I mean? I've already seen this stuff. I wrote it. But this is cool. It's a psychedelic effect. I wonder if I can reproduce that somehow. Probably not. But anyway, so that's what I've been doing. I've been watching a lot of Bad Movie Bible, which does all the weird cult type films based on like Jaws or Indiana Jones, or that kind of movies that inspired rip-offs and knockoffs and that kind of stuff. And it gets into the Turkish stuff and the Thai stuff, and I love it. I love it. It's just so fun. But what watching those shows does is reminds me of when I used to be a teenager, and I would spend all of my time in the video stores. We had one in town called Video Hut that one of a third or fourth cousin aunt lady of mine worked at, Penny, and we would go in there, and for $1 a piece we could just rent 1,000 movies, and we did. I mean, probably more than that. Probably stuff I shouldn't have seen, at 13 or 14 years old, like children shouldn't play with dead things, and other fun stuff like that. Extra. But I don't know, the Pulp attitude, that, grindhouse, whatever will get you $6 at the video store, more than you made to make the film. I love those type of terrible stories. I grew up on Your Hunter from the Future and Hawk the Slayer and Galaxy of Terror and you know, Beast from 20,000 Fathoms and all this other stuff. I love just bad monster movies, sci-fi genre films, ninja crap. Band of the Hand and Ninja to the Possession, that kind of stuff. You miss out on all of that not being able to walk into a store and just walk around and look at the boxes, because sometimes the hidden gems are just right there and nobody's going to promote them. I don't know. I'm waxing nostalgic or amnesiac or something. But it makes me want to write that type of nonsense story again, because I've always done that. When I was 7 years old, I wrote my first book, Fruta the Monster and Friends, which was just a really loosely collected series of incidents that had very little overarching story. But I was 7, so the fact that I wrote it and illustrated it myself, I was pretty proud of that. Then I did, the next year, I think I did one called Ghost Island, which was it was basically Fruit of the Monster and Friends, but with a desert island. And then I stole all this intellectual property for that one. And lightsabers and bean burritos and, giant. I had watched, what was it called? Hugo the Hippo, which for a little while was on YouTube. I don't know if it still is. But it's this weird, creepy cartoon, and there were moments in that I ripped off. And then of course I ripped off Galaxy Express, which I watched the Roger Corman cut of that back 1980 or something, 79 or 80. It was the B feature to Popeye the Movie, believe it or not, at our local theater, back when you watched 2 movies. I went in and watched Popeye the Movie, which I loved at the time. It's one of my all-time favorite movies. The dialogue is ridiculously clever, and Robin Williams, I can't imagine anybody else playing that part. And anyway, but the B feature was Galaxy Express, which was about the first time I ever watched a cartoon that had like blood and murder, and it's a little kid and his mom. It opens with them running in the snow, and she's shot and blasted to death by this cyborg baron who flies his time castle all around the galaxy hunting humans for sport. So the young boy decides he's gonna go to planet Maytal and get a robot body so he can hunt down the evil baron and kill him. And I'm like, what is happening? Because I'd never seen a cartoon where people get splattered before. And it was crazy. I still think it's a great movie. And I've seen there's a newer dub of it that's okay, but there's something nostalgic to me about the old Corman cuts, because I know Nazca Valley of the Wind is supposed to be more faithful to the movie than Warriors of the Wind, which was what the VHS I used to have was called, back when it was a Corman cut again. But I grew up with those voices, so it's tough, It's tough watching the new versions, even if it's, more faithful to what the artists originally intended. I diverged, didn't I? Yeah, I'm 10 minutes into this rant now, and I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, yeah, genre stuff. I love genre stuff. I love all of that. And I would love to do like a pulp revival thing. And what I would really love to do is start the story, come up with a bunch of characters and set them loose, and then see if other people want to take a stab at writing a chapter or two. And I could just say all the fan creations, all of the guest contributors, it's all canon, whether it contradicts everything or not, because I thought that's funny to me. It's like every version of Spider-Man that ever showed up in a comic book or on TV is all canon. Because in my opinion, even if it's a giant Spider-Man robot from Japan, or It's Spider-Man's the bad guy who kills people with a scalpel in the Turkish knockoff. I love that stuff. I mean, I love all of it. The attitude, the just the concept of over-the-top ridiculousness. So that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. You. So thanks for stopping by. Keep an eye out for stuff like my NeoCities page and whatever else. I will try and tell people when I've got a few of the little story chapters up, so that if somebody wants to add to it, they can, because I think that would be a lot of fun. And we can end up, if we get to 150 or 200 pages worth of material, we'll make a book. I do that. Just come make a book. It's time for a book. Does that make sense? Okay. Thanks for stopping by. Enjoy the show. Be sure to tip your wait staff. Waiter or waiteresses. Waiteresses.